Are you ready to vote in the May 19th primary election? It's kind of an important one, and you can find election information from the League of Women Voters of Portland at vote411.org and at lwvpdx.org. They have explanations of ballot measures, candidate information, video interviews, and even a podcast. Your vote is your voice. Make it count. Visit vote411.org and lwvpdx.org to inform your vote. This is CityCast Portland. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about a Portlander who asked the city to address some homeless campers and the interesting way the city responded, some new details on the budget cuts the mayor's proposing, and the best outdoor bar patios. Joining me are food and drink reporter Alex Frane and our very own executive producer John Notarianni. Thanks so much for being here, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Hey.
Before we jump into the news, I like to ask an opening question so any new listeners can get to know our guests a little better. And today's opening question is related to the fact that all of last week, we were begging for new members to sign up, to just step up and show their support. And now we're taping this episode on a Friday morning, so we don't know the final total of all of our new CityCast Portland neighbors until we tape next week. So I can't confidently say we're able to tell Denver to suck it, which, Alex, you probably don't know this, but beating the CityCast Denver team has become the unofficial goal for some of our listeners.
I respect that.
Thank you. As of this morning, though, we are at 58 new members. I think the goal number we wanted to beat was 67, meaning we are only 9 members away. So either that'll trickle in during the weekend, and on Wednesday, we'll be able to find out if we made it together. But whatever shakes out, I just got to say, it's been so amazing to see the all-around support and kind words coming in from listeners who, even in these economically questionable times, are still willing to share what they have to support something they love in their own community. So my question to you both is, what is something in Portland that you value as a community service and want to show your support right now for? It could be another podcast. It could be a business. It could, of course, be a nonprofit or news org. It could literally just be a person doing some awesome work. I just wanted to share some of that love we've been getting from folks.
I want to shout out just sort of local news ecosystem broadly and encourage people to try and do a full local media support pack. Like throw $10 a month to the Mercury, Willamette Week, Oregonian, OPB, and CityCast Portland. I mean, you can support so much of the great reporting that is going on in this city for like $50 a month. I would say if anybody can do that and like show their receipts, I'll make you a plate of bacon. Or a salad. That is my offer, no strings attached, if you can show you've subscribed to all of them.
A plate? That's it?
Those are the two options, are either a plate of bacon, just plain bacon, or a salad.
Or a salad.
I mean, it'll be really good.
So, this is why I pitched John. I need you to know.
I don't know. Let's see. I bet somebody's going to take me up on it. So
I bet so. Maybe they'll ask for a bacon salad. They'll go for not even
a BLT. Okay, whatever.
Salad.
Alex, what about you?
It's not tomato season yet anyways. I wanted to shout out 2 organizations. I talked about them briefly when I was discussing volunteer opportunities around town. But I want to talk about Friends of Trees, which of course is such an essential part of our city as far as the incredible canopy that we have in many neighborhoods. And they're doing a lot of great work, especially out in East Portland, that really needs more coverage to avoid being like, a complete heat sink. And then the other organization I wanted to shout out was Urban Gleaners, which takes food waste and repurposes it for restaurants and for private consumers and all sorts of stuff like that. It's really great as far as what they're able to address as far as food insecurity as well as food waste. Mm-hmm. 2 really great organizations right here in Portland.
Yeah.
That is so cool. My shout out is Brian Cook, owner of the Lombard House on Lombard. It's a small neighborhood tavern. He uses the hell out of that space to support everyone in his community, like any way he can. We're talking like drop-off space for food drives, providing discounts to vets and nurses and teachers who are striking. He just has anyone's back that needs it. And in my opinion, he's the unofficial mayor of St. John's. So I will be supporting Brian by purchasing a couple beers from him this weekend. And also by letting you know.
Such a noble sacrifice of yours to go buy some beers.
I know. I mean, if he had a plate of bacon. So here's what I was thinking.
Or a salad.
We're going to be talking about some of the best bar patios, and I just wanted to give a shout out to his bar patio because the move is you grab some food at St. John's Food Pod right across the way. You head over to you head over to the Lombard House. Such, to me, is such a beautiful little afternoon right there. So shout out Brian and shout out Lombard House. Well, thank you both for your answers. Again, I don't have a satisfying suck it to Denver to share quite yet, but if you want to secure that we can tell Denver to suck it, we just need 9 more new members to sign up. It's only $10 a month or $100 a full year if you want to be a hero. And from what I'm hearing is if you sign up today, you're still eligible for that free welcome gift, which you can check out for yourself now at membership.citycast.fm. Just scroll down, find our little pod icon. Again, membership.citycast.fm. Thanks so much, you guys.
Woo.
All right. On to the news. John, you kind of have a crazy story of a Portlander who kind of got screwed by the city, at least according to him.
I have a deeply frustrating story about the city bureaucracy that was beautifully reported by Shane Dixon Kavanaugh at the Oregonian.
Sure.
This is the saga of Chris Bolton. He's a homeowner in Powellhurst, Gilbert in Southeast. And in his neighborhood, he's just had a lot of issues. He's reportedly asked the city for help because of homeless encampments outside of his house, abandoned vehicles, drug activity, noise, waste, just a lot of trouble. This is going to be a bit of a story. In October of last year, he reached out to the city's Public Environment Management Office saying that some campers had basically carved a hole into the hedge on the edge of his property. He said, quote, "I'm assuming it's for garbage, refuse, or a makeshift toilet." Ugh. He sent several more messages to the city over the next month after not hearing a response. Eventually, he heard from someone from the city mid-November who promised to clear the camp within a week. Maybe that's the end of the story. No, it is not. The tents were eventually removed.
It'd be pretty unexciting if it was the end of the story.
It would not be our headline.
Maybe we wouldn't lead
story.
this segment with that.
And everything worked out great, and everyone was happy. Unfortunately, That's not the story. In December, 2 months after the original complaint, PBOT reached out asking him to deal with that hedge, saying it was encroaching on the right-of-way, and they wanted to put in a stop sign there. A week later, he got a threat of a fine if he didn't trim the hedge. He spent a long time trying to figure out what to do. He looked into getting an arborist hired to clear the hedge. They said it was going to cost $15,000.
What the fuck? What kind of hedge was this? Was it made out of steel? I don't understand. It's a hedge. Okay, go on.
I mean, the saga of the hedge goes on and on. Basically, he just 4 months after this initial complaint in January, he gets his neighbors to help him cut back the hedge. He still got a $693 fine from the city for not hauling away the branches and the debris.
Why are they on his ass? I'm sorry. What the fuck? Go on. All right. I'm in.
It gets better. Okay. Remember, this started in October. It's now mid-February. He emails the city to show them that the work is done. He gets this email from a code enforcement officer. Quote, "Thank you for the work you've done. However, there is still trash and yard debris that needs to be removed." And then they provided photographs. Bolton replied, "Those garbage bags are full of refuse left by the homeless encampments that I picked up, and it's on my property, not on the street. Isn't it the city's responsibility to clean up after the encampments anyways?" So smoke is shooting out of Bolton's ears. After that, he contacts the Oregonian, which sort of led to a resolution. Yeah. The city does waive the fees, close the case. The kicker in all of this, the instigating stop sign that PBOT had said they wanted to put in, it's still not there.
I think more than anything, this story speaks to the power of local journalism. You said that the Oregonian story helped resolve. Mm-hmm. That's such a great example of how crucial the role of that estate is, right? Of that practice.
And for just $10 a month, you can
Oh my God. But can we just go back to the story? So you hear stories of I can't get a freaking one person at City Hall to pay attention to this thing. To you now have the entire department of this and this on your ass about something so random and odd that sometimes you're just are there too many of you? Either there's none of you or there's too many of you. I mean,
it doesn't speak well to the city's bureaucratic systems, does it?
Yeah. I mean, to me, it reads like two bureaucracies that are sort of just siloed and not talking to each other. And I mean, let's be real, nuisance abatement laws are good. We want them to exist. But the fact that like this one department can be charging so far ahead and making so much trouble for a homeowner, while another department dealing with an issue on the same corner, like isn't being responsive and forcing the homeowner to sort of take responsibility into their own hands. I mean, we've gone through this process of years of trying to like figure out how to make this city bureaucracy work better. And it's clear that there's still work to be done.
Well, I'm glad there was a positive end to that, but I can't imagine all of the pain and suffering. I'm sorry,
Just
that like
massive for months.
Like especially if you get like a threat from the city, like I would take that serious. It would ruin my day. Like I'd just be like
$15,000 to remove a hedge. Was that?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, Chris Bolton, if you're out there, I will also make you a plate of bacon. That is my exclusive offer for Chris Bolton.
What if he doesn't eat pork?
Then he gets a salad. That's why I made the other option.
Well, you didn't include that this
Okay,
time.
he can have a salad too. Gosh.
You've heard the
God.
man. He promises you a salad as an alternative.
Not even a sandwich. All right, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, I wanted to share the cuts Mayor Wilson has proposed for our next city budget cycle.
When the unexpected happens, a serious injury, a catastrophic crash, or even a wrongful death, the impact isn't just personal. It can affect families, neighborhoods, and the safety of our entire community. In those moments, you deserve more than legal help. You deserve advocates committed to making Portland safer for everyone. At Diamore Law Group, you're not just getting a lawyer. You're getting a trial team led by veteran attorney Tom Diamore, who has spent over 30 years holding corporations, negligent drivers, and unsafe institutions accountable. From investigating what went wrong to bringing in experts and taking cases all the way to trial, they do the work it takes to protect their clients and prevent the next tragedy. And you don't pay unless they win. Contact Diamore Law Group at 503-222-6333 or visit Diamore Law to schedule a free consultation. They're here to stand up for individuals and for a safer Portland.
So Jeremiah Hayden from Portland Mercury wrote a breakdown of Mayor Wilson's proposed city budget for next year, and this is the budget that will go to City Council for them to hash out. The mayor is trying to balance out a $163 million general fund budget gap, so cuts are going to have to come from somewhere. And what Jeremiah found is that the services most affected by these cuts are community programs, workforce development, affordable housing, climate initiatives, arts and culture, and staff, while funding for business facades or advertisements to draw in tourism remain intact, which is an interesting thing, I gotta be honest, on the tourism front. A specific example he gave was the downtown marketing and aid for small businesses are prioritized over particular climate and urban forestry programs. Now, I know revitalizing the urban core has become our mayor's main goal for this year, so that's not surprising. And our downtown small businesses do need more aid. But you would think part of that revitalization plan would also include affordable housing. But okay. Some of the biggest
it doesn't
staffing,
matter for the people who live here. We just need more tourists, right? That's what's going to save our city.
I'm like,
who cares about Portlanders?
Yeah. So some of the biggest staffing cuts would go to the Portland Permitting and Development Bureau, who might lose up to 14 full-time employees to cover a reduction of funding for their tree permitting services. I don't know if that is at all related to hedges, but they might be overstaffed, according to Mayor Wilson. And despite the Portland Housing Bureau coming across something like $145 million of unbudgeted funds, they could still take a 10% general fund cut if Wilson's proposal stays intact. It's just a reminder that much of that surprise money is restricted, meaning it can't just go anywhere. And City Council has already allocated $56 million of those funds towards rent assistance, eviction protection, and $9 million toward filling the general fund gap. So they're still trying to figure out how all that money went undisclosed for the Portland Housing Bureau, which again is not home forward. Just wanted to put that out there. So again, business investment is a central piece of Wilson's proposed budget. Despite pending layoffs and program cuts, Deputy City Administrator Donnie Oliveira's office proposes giving $200,000 to the Portland Metro Chamber and the nonprofit it runs, Downtown Clean and Safe, meaning that nearly $1 million just in one-time resources is going to go just to city graffiti abatement program. This is what's interesting is that District 4 Councilor Mitch Green indicated, that's his district, by the way, downtown. He was like, there's no return on investment in graffiti abatement because all we're doing is providing a blank slate. So that's his thinking on that funding. I mean, we can go back and forth on that because a lot of people do appreciate graffiti abatement, but like $1 million, I don't know. So that all being said, there's still, of course, this isn't all of the cuts that are being considered. This was just really interesting. I think what Jeremiah was trying to point out was just like, this is an interesting approach to what appears to be the revitalization project. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think the thing that's interesting to me is how this budget process works. The mayor puts his proposal out. Then it goes to city council, and the city council sharpens their knives and slices and dices it and tries to come to some sort of an agreement of what the final budget is going to be. I mean, last year we saw city council proposing more than 100 amendments to the budget that the mayor put together. And like, even in the things that we're talking about, I feel like there are certain things that like certain districts are going to be more inclined to support, that certain councilors are going to be taking on as pet projects. And I think, this is really only the second year that we've been doing a budget in a council by district model. And I think that we're going to see increasingly councilors sort of sparring, trying to support the things that are relevant to their community that might be really important in District 4, but not as much of a big deal for District 2 or vice versa. Yeah, this is all going to be taking place over the next month or so. I think they have till like June to come up with a final budget. And I'm looking forward to the civil conversation.
That's definitely going to happen.
I don't know. It's just always so discouraging to hear about all these, what I think are really crucial services for the lives of people living in the city. It's weird because like it feels like we're still paying a lot of taxes, and then every year it's like, oh, we're short, $1 billion in resources or whatever. I mean, I have feelings about things like where our money goes as far as the stadium and other such expenditures, and yeah, it all just makes me a little upset. And I wish that we would be a lot more willing to spend our taxes on things like taking care of people and affordable housing and job placements and environmental concerns, all the stuff that's sort of crucial to life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I think there's so much in this budget that people have a need to really weigh in on personally. And there are still 2 budget sessions that the city is hosting this week. Today, May 4th, District 2 is having a budget listening session at the University of Portland. Then tomorrow, District 4 is holding a listening session at Chapman School Auditorium. So you can check those out and go and let them know what you think needs to go into this budget, because it really does affect all of us.
And I will say that one thing I do appreciate, though, is with our expanded city council, I just think there's more room for diversity of thought and more accessibility to each of these city councilors. I really do think that we've made an improvement to our city's systems through this kind of revitalization of how city council works.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, Alex has got some bar patios for us to check out now that the weather is bar patio friendly. Hey, before we jump into this next segment, just real quick, I wanted to note that Alex had a technical difficulty, so he might sound a little different. Still same Alex. Alex, thanks for working that out with us.
Yeah, that was fun.
Tell us about the best bar patios right now that the season has gotten bar patio-y.
Well, luckily, you've already touched on one of them, which is the Lombard House. Mm-hmm. So one of my other favorites is up in St. John's as well, which is a leisure public house or leisure public house, depending on how you say that word. They've got a great back patio area that's kind of hidden off the street a bit.
It's all good.
And that's a year-round patio as well, because it is covered and heated, but it's just nicer in the summertime when you have more available seats to lounge on and everything.
Yeah, I used to live right by there, and I love that patio so much because I feel like some bar patios only feel right for big groups. But at Leisure House, they have like an area if you want to get 10 people together. They have like a little nook if you want to just sit and talk with one friend. There's like a lot of different arrangements of seating depending on like the type of hang you want to have.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then one of my other favorites I've actually been going to for literally as long as I can remember, at least since middle school, high school, because it used to be the Pied Cow, which I don't know if you've ever been there or not, but it's this great old Victorian building on Southeast Belmont and about 33rd. And they have this big garden space, this yard patio that's surrounded by trees to kind of create a natural wall to block off the patio space with Belmont. And a couple of years ago, that place closed and the building was sold to a new business owner who reopened it as Foxtrot. And they've really renovated that. It was already a great patio, but it was kind of like charmingly sparse and like kind of falling apart a little bit, like the tables and everything, really mismatched furniture. And they've retained a lot of that charm, but they've definitely revamped it as well. So there's now a stage out there. There's an Airstream trailer where they make their cocktails and other drinks. Yeah. You could order directly from there, but that's where you do all your ordering. You don't even need to go inside. And they just built some new covers, so the area is nicer all year round rather than just like one area undercover. But even still, it's really, really nice out when it's spring and summertime. And then another place I've been going for a long time is up perched on the western side of Mount Tabor. It used to be a bar called Caldera that was owned by a guy and his mom. Now it's a really great cocktail bar. It's the sister bar.
I'm sorry, a guy and his mom. I can't. I'm like, can we please pause it? A guy and his mom.
It's a guy and his mom. I wanted to say mom and pop, but it was like mom and son owned. It was a charming little family-owned restaurant. Now, still very charming, but it's a little cocktail bar. It's actually the sister bar to Barloon over on Belmont. I just said the word bar a lot in that sentence. But they've got this back patio space right off of Stark that's completely enclosed, and it's just this hidden little garden, super charming, super cute, really, really nice and nice weather.
What's that spot called?
It's called Bellwether.
Bellwether. Oh, we knew about the Bellwether.
You're blowing my mind.
Wait. The Bellwether is, maybe you have not, but I know that's a spot that Julia and I, the other producer, have shouted out a few times. And I believe we've like a lot of whenever we've done food stuff, it's just come up a handful of times. The Bellwether is just the cutest little neighborhood bar in that area.
It's also one of the only bars in that area. It's got a really good food menu, too. It actually was on Portland Monthly's best restaurants list for a while because of the quality of its kitchen. It can get busy, though.
Sweet, sweet patio, for sure.
Absolutely. And then one of my other favorites in Southeast Portland is Roadside Attraction, which I believe is still cash only, but it has been a minute since I've been there. But they had this really eclectically decorated front garden, essentially, really, enclosed by trees and shrubberies. And again, that kind of eclectic, mismatched, kind of rough and tumble Portland vibe. It's great. Great little spot.
Oh, classic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then one of the ones that's a little bit more paved, like a little bit less natural, but it's still really great, is actually Vendetta on North Williams.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a good patio.
I'm so glad. I feel like that place gets slept on, but it's a huge patio. Definitely good for big groups.
Been there forever.
It's been there forever.
How is it slept? You know what I mean? I'm just like, it's got its people for sure.
Vendetta is in my neighborhood, and I say this with all the love and appreciation in the world. Horrible food.
Really?
Which is actually kind of great because it's just sort of like you can get some queso nachos if you want, but it is a bar. And it is not trying to be a restaurant. It is not trying to like hipster it up. It's just like you can get some calories in you, but it's mostly just a place to hang out with your friends.
See, I used to eat there. That's the funny thing. I wonder if the food quality has dropped or something, because I remember having a pretty slapping quesadilla there a number of years ago.
Oh my gosh. Now I am getting self-conscious. Maybe I have just ordered wrong and their food is amazing. I'm going to have to go there. All right.
That's a good excuse,
right? Here I come.
And then just a few blocks away, right? If you go over to Mississippi, you can kind of find a patio basically at every place on that street. Yeah, every single spot for some reason has a back patio space. One of my favorites was Interurban.
Oh, Interurban, R.I.P.
I know, rest in peace. I really loved that bar. It's a fantastic cocktail bar, fantastic food menu as well, and a really great back patio space. But just less than a block away from there is Rambler, which has a big bar space, right? Huge back patio. They've got bocce ball. Can't think of very many other places that have bocce ball. and also kind of like a southern tinged menu. Just a lot of fun. It's a great bar in summertime, especially. And then if you go further up, when Mississippi turns into Albina, there's Victoria Bar, which of course is also really known for its very big and very, very dog-friendly patio. They love dogs there.
That is so cool.
Also a good spot for non-alcoholic drinks. So if you want to, lounge on a patio with a drink in hand, but you don't want to have any alcohol, great spot for that.
They also have an amazing vegan menu and
yes,
but they still serve meat. But I love vegan chicken and they do such a good job with that. Also, they have meals for your dog. So we've taken my dog there for her birthday.
Very dog friendly.
Cute.
And it's so cute.
Their buffalo cauliflower is also big.
Really good.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I will go out of my way sometimes to be like, I want their vegan buffalo cauliflower. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, one of my other favorite patios further back down on Mississippi is the Uncanny, which is entirely vegan. And they do vegan chicken strips and vegan chicken burgers. That's their main thing is vegan chicken. So if you haven't been there yet, Claudia, that's a great bar. There's some great restaurant patios out there as well. I just think that Portland bars have the edge on the patios for the most part.
Hell
100%.
yeah. 100%. Now you have some pretty good choices for this upcoming weekend, if you like to plan ahead like I do. But yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. Alex, thanks for working through your tech issues.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience on that.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks, Claudia.
Thanks for having us.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend, rate, leave us an amazing review. And don't forget, you can still support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Portland neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's or at any of these awesome bar patios we just mentioned.